Hello everyone, the new patch has dropped. I think it dropped roughly like 30 minutes ago, so I mean, let's check out what exactly is up. We have already gone through all the balance changes, preliminary balance changes anyway, previously in a previous video that will probably be linked in the description if my editor does a good job. But now the official patch is out, so as you can see when I'm scrolling here, it's a huge patch. There's so much to go through. I think they may have snuck in more balance changes as well. So let's just go for it, shall we? All right. Hello and welcome to an exciting and fun-filled update for Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. We can zoom more. This is a huge one with massive balance changes, bug fixes, and some new mods available as in-game options. Plus, there's an all-new Spicy Expeditions event to celebrate springtime. The merchants have come to town and have brought some very flavorful rewards from faraway lands. Complete daily challenges and unlock saffron fields, burning chilies, and colorful shops to decorate your town center. While there are plenty of notable fixes and features to look forward to in today's build, here are some of the big highlights coming with this month's update. Spicy Expeditions event, massive balance update, a mountain of bug fixes based on your feedback, and a few mods are now available as in-game options, small trees and idle economy unit pointers. Great changes. I think some of these mods are like essential to play the game, so the fact that they add some of them as like in-game options I think is very good. It's the same as like with the grid mod, for example. All those things are in the game because everyone uses it with good reason. All right, let's get to it, because I'm afraid this video might be very long and I've had a long stream today, so let's carry on. This month is dedicated to the adventurous merchants who risked life and limb to obtain luxuries for their customers throughout the ages. They share the world's finest indulgences and colorful shops bursting with spices from faraway lands, thanks to fearless explorers in search of commerce. There are some new rewards. This one is quite nice. You pull open the shirt and you get the Age of Empires Definitive Edition shirt. That's cool. Right, I'm gonna get to the things I care about. There will be a link to the patch notes as well in the description of the video. So if you want to read through everything, make sure to do that. The game no longer becomes unresponsive and loses multiplayer features when leaving a clan. Okay. Typing a scenario editor. Okay. Graphics. Fix an issue where one of the stone mine variations had black marks. Unit movement animation no longer stutters while following, guarding another unit when the unit is moving. I wonder if this is going to impact like the boar when you're luring like 3 boars at once and they keep stuttering next to each other. Unit movement animation no longer stutters while following / guarding another unit when the unit is moving. Okay, let's see how that works. Fixed an issue where the shield was upside down in Legionary idle and walk animations. Okay. Legionary attack animation now has 2 extra variations. Added the fire version of Slinger's projectile, which is used after chemistry is researched. Ah, so Slingers now get like a fireball. That's cute. Audio, villages, okay. User interface. Technology tree was showing the item cost from the currently played civilization when viewing another civilization's tech tree. Makes sense. Remove the inaccurate mention of range increase from the upgrade to keep. Profile menu, age up buttons, non-extended tooltip. Okay. Okay. Fairly standard stuff. These are the in-game mods. Cool. Hotkeys allowed combining the functionality of several go-to buildings and select all buildings hotkeys when they are set to the same keys. This allows selecting different buildings together or cycling through them using one key. Ah, cool. Multiple building queue now works for units which are trainable from different buildings. Oh, yes. So you can now combine barracks and castles if you want to make huskarls from all of them. That one has been quite annoying over the years. Same goes for Tarkins, Conics, Sergeants. Sergeants as well. I didn't even want to make castles after I made dungeons, because I didn't want to have to bother queuing up from castles and dungeons. Hotkeys that use control plus a mouse button will now execute hotkeys correctly. Okay. Allowed ungarrisoned units from allied buildings using ungarrisoned hotkey. Okay. Fixed an issue where the gate rotation hotkey had lower priority than game commands. Okay. Xbox stuff. I'm not too interested in this. I know a lot of people play on Xbox these days, so if you want to check them out, feel free. Gameplay. Random number generator. So RNG has been improved to avoid situations where it could return the same result over and over. This affects villager training randomness, accuracy of ranged units, and conversion randomness. Okay. Oh, conversion randomness. Ooh. Fish traps can no longer be stolen. What? Fish traps can no longer be stolen by fishing ships of other players if they are being worked on. So you cannot do the cheeky convert one fishing ship and steal all the fish traps anymore. Interesting. That probably makes sense. But then you shouldn't be allowed to steal farms from people either, if they're being worked on. Okay. When attempting to garrison units, units will now move to the target building even if it's full. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. Monks and priests with relic do not drop relics anymore when tasked to a full monastery. Instead, the building is full message appears. Great. It's not too often that you have full monastery relics though, but yeah. Villagers no longer stay idle after finishing constructing a building, garrisoning into it, and being ungarrisoned by sending back to work button. Okay. Units no longer evacuate fish trap foundations when it starts. Yes! Playing Rage Forest and having those fishing ships always... Oh wait, units no longer evacuate. Ah. But that might also count for fishing ships. But this might fix the fish boom where the fishing ships keep going all over the place after their fish traps are being rebuilt. Enemy players during treaty are no longer treated as allies when doing the spy treason command. Okay, auto scout no longer fails to work. Okay. Adding units to a control group no longer causes group to hold more units than selectable. Okay. Excess units are now correctly removed from the control group. Okay. Range units now have consistent attack delay when automatically attacking after receiving a stop command. Same as when receiving an attack command. That sounds good. Shift Q now works properly for a group of monks picking relic. Great. I've had that issue a few times. Unit spawning cheats. Okay, don't care. Group of trebuchets can no longer ignore first instant of stop command when unpacking. Ah, that's good as well. Sometimes they just ignore what you're telling them to do. Buildings can no longer drop units through walls, gates, buildings, trees, relics, or resources. So you can no longer go through a wall with a tower, or if your barracks is through a corner, I'd imagine you cannot send a spearman through the corner of a wall or something like that. We'll find out. Fishing ships will now properly go to the nearest fish when they deplete their current fish. Good stuff. Fortifications can no longer end up with less than the intended amount of secondary projectiles upon ungarrisoning units have. Okay. Stop icon can no longer disappear from trebuchet's control panel. Good. Because that one has been triggering me sometimes. Ungarrison command now consistently becomes available immediately after garrisoning units into the building. Thank you. Appreciate that. Allowed players to use Control Shift Click to ungarrison their units again. Thank you. Those things have been quite annoying to deal with. Players are no longer able to ungarrison other players' units from allied buildings. Ah, nice. Because if I had villagers garrisoned and my ally had villagers garrisoned, and I ungarrisoned my villagers, his villagers would also be ungarrisoned because they were the same unit. Apparently that's not supposed to happen anymore. Relic carts now change ownership without time delay. Okay. Aztec monks with 1 out of 55 HP no longer die when picking up or dropping a relic. Never seen that happen, but okay, cool. Monks can no longer hide inside/behind a relic and become unreachable by enemy melee units. Okay. So they fixed that bug where you like drop the relic on top of yourself. Relics can no longer be dropped to the other side of a wall when the monk carries the relic close to the wall. Okay, good stuff. Construction progress percentage of human town centers no longer changes when advancing to Castle Age. Okay. Dogs can no longer fire arrows at units which previously were adjacent to them. Dogs can no longer fire arrows. Okay, that seems to have been a bug. Luckily I've not encountered that one much. Farm outlines are now correctly displayed in the building placement mode. Good stuff. Okay, campaign. I'm going to skip all the campaign stuff because I'm honestly not that interested. Alright, so here's the civilization balance. I'm going to see if there's anything that stands out as new. Otherwise, I will refer to the previous video where I went through all the balance changes. But yeah, new technology, gambesons, militia line plus 1 pierce armor. We know that. The cost, available in Castle Age out of supplies. And here are all the civs that get gambesons. I don't know if they've changed anything, if they've given it to other civs since last time. And I'm not going to go back and make a comparison, but feel free to check it out. Eagle Scout, Eagle War, Elite War. So yeah, Eagles now cost 25 food. We know that. Longsword is faster. All the upgrades for the champion line is faster. Pikeman is also faster and cheaper to upgrade. Supplies is faster. Fishing ship collision size reduced, so it's easier to make a fish boom happen, I think. Trade cog collision reduced by 40%. That's significant. Trade cogs might be back in the business. Vipetinho, hello Tato. Step Lancers, Elite Step Lancers now have 2 Pierce armor, so I'm looking forward to see Elite Step Lancers in Imperial Age now, especially with a civ like Tatters, where they already have decent armor, so I'm looking forward for that. Heavy Scorpion upgrade now is reduced to 800 food, 900 wood. That's going to be super cheap for Bulgarians, like 400 food, 450 wood, and you have Heavy Scorpions. That is pretty sweet. Murder holes, research time decreased, sappers is cheaper, it costs wood now instead of gold, and it adds +3 damage for villagers against rams. Looks like all of these changes are the same as they were previously, so I will refer to the previous video for that. Elite Jaguar Warriors get +1 Pierce armor. I don't remember that one being in the previous video. Wait, so they're like, this is like in bold font. I guess this is because it's also additionally to the previous updates. Let me see if they say anything about that. Thank you for all the gameplay and feedback on the pup. We took some notes and made adjustments to the patch since then. The changes are highlighted in bold below. Sweet. Okay, so we know where to look then. For everything else, I refer again to the previous video. Check it out. Okay, so Elephant Archer train time decreased from 34 to 32 seconds. I think it was bigger, so they probably shrinked the distance a little bit more. Elite Elephant Archer now is 900 food for 500 gold. I think it was cheaper previously, so they made it slightly more expensive compared to the initial change. Okay, cool. So Jaguar Warriors getting +1 Pierce armor. Very interesting. So they're going to end up with a total of 6 Pierce armor now, right? That's not too shabby. Now, Arbalets will do 4 damage per hit. They're still going to die to ranged units, but this is still a very, very significant buff to Jaguars. Because it's like, often you will fight under castles and things like that, so getting an extra Pierce armor is very nice. That's we might see more Jaguars with that in mind. Okay, let's keep moving down. Okay, Woad Raiders. So HP increased from 65 to 70 for the regular ones and 80 to 85 for elite. Woad Raiders attack increased by 1 as well. Ooh, I don't know. I feel like Woad Raiders were good already, and now they're getting a buff. I think the issue with Woad Raiders is that, generally speaking, the best composition for Celts is like Halberdier Siege. So that's why you don't see Woad Raiders that much. But yeah, another like 5 HP and 1 more attack. They have the same attack as Paladin now. That's really significant. Woad Raiders might be seen a lot more now. There needs no changes. Yeah, looking forward to see Woad Raiders here. So Dravidians, Medical Corpse cost reduced from 350 food 250 gold to 300 food 200 gold. Just 50 less on each. It's the one where elephants heal. Medical Corpse effect increased from 20 HP a minute to 30 HP a minute. So elephant units heal 30 HP every minute with this unique tech researched. I think it's fine. Okay, what else do we have in store? Japanese Samurai cost reduced 50 food and 30 gold to 50 food 30 gold. So a 10 food cost reduction. That is honestly solid. I also think Samurai are very good in certain scenarios. So 10 food reduction is significant. I think we might see more Samurai as well. At least people can justify going Samurai more often than before. Again, Ballista Elephants are going to be worse now against siege units, for example. Alright, what else do we have? Looks like they haven't added that much new stuff. Okay. Farm upgrade bonus increased from 100% to 125%. So we probably want even more to do horse collar, heavy plow, etc. Now it's Sicilians. Not massive, but still like a slight buff. And Sicilians, bunch of changes. Alright, okay, Teutons, Teutonic Knight. Cost reduced from 85 food 40 gold to 85 food 30 gold. Ooh, that is spicy. So it's now 10 gold less per Teutonic Knight. That is actually very spicy. I definitely can see myself making some more Teutonic Knights with this change. It will not feel nearly as expensive. Like they're the same gold cost now as a Samurai. That is pretty sick. Okay, and that was all those changes. We have a bunch of map changes as well. Random map scripting. Lobbies and matchmaking. Default state of record game checkbox has been changed to off in single player lobbies. Okay. Why though? Why would it be off? People probably want to watch single player game as well. State of lock speed and record game checkbox. There's no longer changes when accepting the recommended for game mode settings in single player lobbies. Okay. AI. Optimize certain parts of the default AI. Okay. Trying to find AI things that might impact multiplayer and such. It seems to be like only the actual AI in game, as in like the AI difficulties and the AI bots that you play against, and not things in the game. Pathfinding. Improved pathing of units when going on a straight line on formation. When going on a straight line on formation. Okay. I wish they were more specific in what exactly they improved here. Walls builders are now sorted based on distance to the last wall node, which should sort them in a precise order to be assigned to each tile node. Awesome. That is awesome. Units will now retarget to a unit of the same type if they bump into them and cannot reach the current target. Sounds awesome. Fixed an issue where units were unable to properly navigate around obstructions/terrain if the goal was more than 10 tiles away. Okay. Fixed an issue where units were not taking the shorter distance path in certain situations. Sounds good. Fixed an issue where path smoothing wasn't shifting all the waypoints to better/more ideal positions, resulting in backtracking when a bump occurred. Sounds good. Units no longer stutter when they collide and have enough space to follow a correct path. That sounds like something that should be for the boars potentially as well. Additional fix to avoid villagers going idle when gathering resources near walls. That's good, because we have so many times, just like if you wall in your wood line, all those villagers just stop working at some point sometimes. Wait, so Chinese is back to 0 food and 6 vills instead? You're right, actually. I'll go back to that in a second. Because it said no changes, which means that they probably tracked back all the Chinese changes. Interesting. Formations no longer stop when colliding into an obstruction, despite having remaining waypoints they could path to. Okay. Villagers no longer go idle in some circumstances close to palisades when cutting wood. Okay, good stuff. Scripting, not really anything for me. Modding, not anything for me. Okay. Units stop attacking enemy foundation when it becomes building. True. If you're like attacking a gate and the gate finishes, they'll stop attacking, for example. Villagers continue walking to town centers and garrison even though the bell button was clicked again. Okay. Wait, so let's see here. Chinese. So they just backtracked all the Chinese changes. I don't know why. I kind of like that Chinese was getting a bit of an adjustment. So Chinese remains completely unchanged. You also don't get this, so Chinese will remain a super good one once they've done. I still think the changes were interesting. I would have liked to see them how they played out. But anyway, I could have tested it in the public update preview if I wanted to. All right, cool. I'm excited to get going with this new patch. I'm also going to make, before I play a single 1-on-1 game on the new patch, I'm going to make a tier list, a prediction tier list for the balance. I'm going to make a prediction tier list on Arabia, let's say, for how I think civs are going to be going forward. And then like a month or so, I'll revisit that prediction tier list to see if I was right or wrong in some cases. I think that could be fun, so hopefully you have that to look forward to. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed another review of the new patch. I think this patch looks super exciting and promising, and I cannot wait to get started. But now I'm tired, so I'm gonna head offline. So thank you a lot for watching.